Guys, Breaking Kayfabe TV here. I'm Cancer 1000 here with Jamin 1998. Now, RW is not here for the video because just like last night's TNA review, this is, he has some family matters, so he couldn't be here. He will more than likely be here for the SmackDown video later on tonight. Now, this is going to be our top 10 documentaries, and what we're going to do is we're going to say what our top 10 is, and then we're going to say what we like about it and stuff like that. That's the way we're going to do it. Now, let's get started with this thing. Number 10, my number 10 is Raw 100. I really like Raw 100. I really enjoyed this DVD. I thought it was really cool seeing it, seeing all the moments, reliving all the moments, and some things are not in perfect order, but they're in good enough order, and I just really like this DVD. Jamin?
My number 10 is The Rise and Fall of WCW. It has a great documentary, and it goes over the highs and lows of WCW. It starts from Jim Crockett Promotions and all the way to when Mr. McMahon buys the company, and it has some pretty good matches on disc 1 or disc 2 and 3. But yeah, that's my pick for number 10. You guys should definitely pick it up. It's not really that expensive, and it'll keep you entertained.
Now, number 9, my number 9 is The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Now, I'm not too big of a fan of The Rock these days. Ever since he's returned, I've not been a fan of his really at all, but I did enjoy The Rock way back then. I thought he was really funny and really cool. He was gripping, and this is of his career back then, so I just really like this video because I was a big fan of The Rock back then, and it shows a whole bunch of his great matches and everything like that, so definitely check it out. It's a very good DVD. I got it really cheap, like $4, 3 disc set. But yeah, very good DVD. Jamin?
My number 10 or 9 is the best of Raw 15th anniversary. Probably would have said Raw 1000, or not 1000, but Raw 100. But I don't have that set yet. But this is still a awesome set. It pretty much has anything that was big in the first 15 years. The first Raw, not really the whole Raw, but if you get the 4 disc, it has the first Raw, but the Rock, This Is Your Life, DX invading WCW, the cement truck with Austin, and the first Rock concert, and Kane and Leah's wedding. They just have lots of good moments and matches throughout the first 15 years of WWE. Good set, keep you entertained, and it's a lot cheaper than Raw 100 right now, but I'll try to get one Raw 100. But for now, this is entertaining me, and it's a good set.
No, my number 8 is Rey Mysterio 619. One of the main reasons why it is because it was my very first WWE documentary / DVD, and I used to watch it a lot. I loved it. It even has Chris Benoit in there. So if you're looking for any DVDs with Chris Benoit in it, you can catch one. And it's really cool. I used to be a huge fan of Rey Mysterio, and it's about his career back whenever he was really good in 2003, and it's just really cool. I've always liked this DVD. I doubt it hardly even works anymore because of how much I've watched it. But yeah, great DVD. Try and find it. It shouldn't be very expensive because it's old, it's easy to find, and it's not a 3-disc set, so just try and find it. It's really cool DVD, and I've always loved it. Jamin?
My number 8 is the Cheating, Death, Stealing Life, Eddie Guerrero story. It's an awesome documentary, and it has some great matches. It's a 2-disc set. The sad thing about this is, it came out in 2004, the title is Cheating, Death, Stealing Life, and he would end up dying the next year it came out. But it talks about his whole career practically, Mexico, Japan, ECW, WCW, WWE, and then him having problems with drugs and stuff, and it was a awesome DVD. Not very expensive. You guys should definitely try to pick it out. He's one of the greats in WWE. But yeah, that's my number 8.
My number 7 is the Attitude Era. In my opinion, it was a very disappointing documentary, but it is what it is. It was still pretty good. It wasn't nearly as good as a lot of people thought it was still pretty good. It was really cool seeing all the people from the Attitude Era talking about the moments that they had. The special features are really cool. There's just a whole bunch of cool moments, and then there's really good matches in it. I recommend this if you want to relive the Attitude Era. Look up or try and find this because it's pretty good. It's not what you would expect from something like a Attitude Era DVD, but it's still pretty good. It's just not as good as most of you would expect. And yeah, that's pretty much my number 7.
Okay. My number 7 is Triple H The Game. This is a DVD that was released around 2002, and it's not really a full career documentary set, but it starts around, I think Royal Rumble 2000. No, it starts early years. I guess it's full career, but this is from 2002, and he's done a lot more, but it's a great thing for Triple H fans. And my favorite part about him is showing the recovery from when he got injured in May 2001 with the quad injury thing, and him coming back at WrestleMania 18 and getting the gold. It is one of the more pricier DVDs for WWE, but not really. It's like $10, but it's a single disc and it's pretty old. But I say it's worth it. I used to have the tape and now I have it on DVD. Yeah, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is very important, The Evolution of a Predator. This is a really good DVD. It's really cool. It's a lot different from any other documentaries. One thing I like about it is that it's mainly revolved about his road to WrestleMania, WrestleMania 27, and I didn't really like that. I wanted it to be more about like his entire life, not mainly about him training for WrestleMania and what he does in the ring. I wanted to know about his actual but it actually still does have a lot of cool facts about his life, and I highly recommend this DVD.
My number 6 is the Attitude Era Blu-ray. He's pretty much went over it. For me, it wasn't really a letdown because I wasn't one of those people that was expecting too much, but it was good for what it was. Lots of good matches and moments that people can relive if they experience them, and good set for people that watched back then if they don't want to go back and get a bunch of tapes and DVDs and stuff. And this could be one for somebody that just wants to relive the Attitude Era years. And yeah, mine has the Blu-ray extras. Nothing too much more than the DVD, but I say it was worth the extra $5. And yeah, that's my number 6, the Attitude Era Blu-ray/DVD set.
My number 5 is Undertaker 20-0 The Streak. This is real DVD. It's more, the documentary isn't as, isn't too good, but you have to think of the fact that it's mainly about his streak. It's not about the Undertaker himself, like the Undertaker person. It's more about his streak. So you can't really make too good of a documentary if you're about something, or if it's mainly about the streak and not the actual person, the Undertaker. But it's still pretty good. I love the Undertaker. I think he's just so awesome, and it's pretty cool how they made a whole DVD about it, about his streak, and that's my number 5.
My number 5 is the Monday Night War DVD. It is a one-disc set released around 2003. I like this DVD because it has lots of good moments from WCW and Raw, and what things that WCW did wrong that made Raw overcome WCW and win the war, and the stuff like NWO that had WCW winning for weeks in a row. And yeah, it's good to hear Eric Bischoff. He's one of the main people on this, and they have some of the superstars that were during this time period, like 95 to 2001. But yeah, good set, pretty cheap. You guys should go find it.
My number 4 is The Greatest Rivalries, Shawn versus Bret. I absolutely love this DVD. It's very, very emotional whenever it starts talking about, whenever Bret starts talking about his brother dying and stuff like the British Bulldog dying and how he was going through a really rough time and his career ended and everything like that. And it's very emotional, and whenever they start talking about the screw job, it gets even more emotional because it pretty much ruined Bret's career. And it's just a very great DVD, very awesome how they made the DVD, how they did that. I hope to see them make more Greatest Rivalries DVDs, because this was a really good one, and it was really good, and a lot of people really like this DVD. But yeah, I highly recommend you go find it if you can. Buy it, and you won't regret it.
Can I say one thing about the DVD that you just did? You're saying you hope there's more. I don't think they'll be doing any more since they just released Top 25 Rivalry DVD. That pretty much did most of the work for them. And some of the feuds, there's only a couple of feuds that would have enough to do a full 3-disc set and stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
And that takes a lot of time to make these things. And, yeah, they could if they wanted to, but I don't think they will since they just did a Top 25 Raw for a DVD. But My number 4 is the true story of WrestleMania. It's an awesome set, pretty much talking about the first WrestleMania all the way up to like WrestleMania 27 or 26 maybe. But it has Disc 2 and Disc 3 full of very memorable matches, such as Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 10, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. Lots of matches people have seen before, but it is WrestleMania set, and these are most memorable matches. And I like how they go in depth on some of the WrestleManias, and they talk about other things like Hall of Fame and WWE Access and Undertaker streak and stuff. But yeah, great set. Probably get it for less than $10. It's not pretty new, but it's one of the newer sets. It was released in like 2011 or 12. But yeah, that's my number 4. Sorry for that technical difficulty. Something happened and it shut the call down. But I just got done finished talking about WrestleMania. My number 4 is just on WrestleMania. Now it's time for Cam Chow's number 3 pick.
My number 3 is the Shawn Michaels story, Heartbreak and Triumph. I thought this was a great movie. I got it recently and I watched it on my way to on vacation because we have a portable DVD player, and I watched it in there, and it's very good, very awesome, a very great documentary. It talks all about Shawn Michaels' life, it talks all about his career, everything like that. It's very, very good. I highly recommend it for anyone who hasn't seen it or doesn't have it. Get it. I promise you won't regret it because it's just very, very good and very informational about Shawn Michaels.
My number 3 is The Story of Edge. This is a story on one of my favorite wrestlers, Edge, or Adam Copeland, and it has practically his whole career, and him talking about wrestling when he was little, liking it, going to WrestleMania 6, I think it was, the one where it was in Canada. I think it was Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, and they even saw him in the crowd, and they showed that. And those 2 and 3 had some awesome matches throughout his career, and they even had one from 1995, him versus Christian, and from South Indian Lake. I don't even know what that is, but they used to do things, and they would have stories. He told a lot of stories and stuff. And sadly, his career had to be ended because of neck injuries, I think it was. But yes, great set to own. Shouldn't have to pay too much for it. Probably about $10. But yeah. That's my number 3 pick.
Now, number 2. My number 2 is the new and improved DX. This came out in 2006. Or maybe... No, it came out in 2007.
Because it had the New Year's Revolution thing when he got hurt.
Yeah, and this is a very good DVD, very hilarious moments. It's called the New and Improved DX for a reason, because it's only the new DX, which was new at the time. It was only the year of 2006. It wasn't the old DX with China and X-Pac. And, but it's very funny, very hilarious. It talks all about their year. It shows, hilarious moments. All the superstars talk about what they thought about them coming back. And it's just, I've watched it so many times it hardly works now. But yeah, very good DVD. Highly recommend it.
I want to say one thing. It's China. I wonder what she's doing now.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's, wife, I don't know. Just kidding. But my number 2 is CM Punk, Best in the World. I would have had a tie, except I didn't want to do a tie, but Kensho, I'm going to spoil it for them. You got a tie. That's your number 1. But, this is one of WWE's best, or I'd say it's tied for the best, but I just went ahead and put it at second because I liked the first one a little more. CM Punk is my favorite wrestler, and it goes from him in the Indies, him to OVW, him in ECW, him being the Money in the Bank champ twice, and has some special features, and they're really cool. It's really cool because they tell real stories, and they have people that aren't just wrestlers, like friends, family, and people that work in the back, like Michael Hayes. And they have friends like Colt Cabana and his family. And then the second and third disc have some of his best matches. But, yeah, everyone's gotta have this. I don't care what you gotta pay, you need to get this set. But yeah, that's my number 2, CM Punk, Best in the World. Someday I want to try to upgrade to the Blu-ray, maybe get rid of my 3-disc set because I want the extras, because I'm a huge CM Punk fan.
Number 1 for me to end my list is a tie between CM Punk, Best in the World, and For All Mankind, The Life and Career of Mick Foley. These are both some great DVDs. CM Punk's is just very awesome. He's my favorite superstar too. An amazing documentary. It talks all about his life. It talks all about how he built his way up to the WWE, to the point where he is now, where he started in just his backyard, and then now he's the longest reigning champion in 25 years. And it's like really crazy how much like BS has been thrown in his way on while he was trying to build himself up to the WWE. And then For All Mankind, this is just a very good DVD in my opinion. I love this DVD. Most people would give this 9 out of 10, but I give it a 10 out of 10 just because I enjoyed it that much. I thought it was really good. It talked all about his career and his life, and it just talked about all of his injuries, and it said a lot of cool things about his life and his career. So yeah, those are both a tie for my number 1.
And my number 1 is CW. And just because, like, the CM Punk DVD, it was not really my number 1. 1 or 2, it could be switched around, doesn't matter. To me, they're both very great and awesome and everything good. Pretty much no bad things about these two sets. But ECW, Rise and Fall of ECW, pretty much starts at the early days. Well, it doesn't pretty much. It does start at the early days. It has pretty much anything you can think of. All the big moments, their first pay-per-view, getting on TV, and the wrestlers leaving, Cactus Jack coming there, and Stone Cold coming there, and the BWO, and Kurt Angle making an appearance, And the second disc, the matches are pretty good, not the best, but the documentary is what the whole thing's worth. I pretty much didn't really pay to see the matches, I paid to see the documentary. And it's cool because some of the matches have alternate commentary. Like, one has a Tommy Dreamer match, and he's on the commentary. Taz match, he's on commentary, and the Rock commentary. Jockey coach Michael Cole, but everyone needs to get this. This is surprisingly not a very expensive set. It's an awesome set. I would think it'd be expensive because how good it was, if people would not want to sell it or something. That's what. Awesome. This is real, and it has Paul Heyman saying the F word and stuff. But yeah, that's my number one. Yeah, it might change if I get some other stuff, but right now at the moment, those are my top 10 favorites.
Yeah, and same thing for me. Whenever I know that I can already tell from all the good stuff I've heard about it, the story of Edge is definitely going to be in my top 10 whenever I see that. I really want to get it, but yeah, same thing for me. It's going to change, so maybe if it changes around enough, we can do another one with RW.
Yeah.
So you can also hear his and everything. But for now, this is the only one we're going to do for now. And yeah, so this has been Breaking Kayfabe TV. This has been Shawn 1000.
Sorry, I was just going to try to say something real quick. The Rock and the Raw Best of the 15th Anniversary are not really documentaries, but we just wanted to throw them in there. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. And I have a WWE home video picture because all of mine are WWE home videos, and he just put his logo.
Yeah, and The Rock and Raw 15th Anniversary, you can pretty much consider them documentaries because they're not pay-per-views, but at the same time they're not a documentary, but they're closer to a documentary than a pay-per-view.
And the DVD sets, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been Breaking Kayfabe TV. I've been your host, Shawn 1000, and along with Jamin 1998, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, Boston.